In this month's Stay Crafty kit, you'll receive 2 paper straws, a glue stick, a small bottle of white glue, a paintbrush, 40 inches of leather cord, 12 5mm metal eyelets, and a randomly chosen 6" by 6" square of map. Now, if you don't like the map that you received in your kit, you can do this craft with a map of your own choosing or even some scrapbook paper. You're going to begin by taking your square map and using a ruler and scissors or a paper cutter if it's easier. Cut your map into 6 1-inch strips like this. Take one of your map strips and put a piece of tape on one of the short ends. Then take one of your paper straws and holding it horizontally, bring that map strip to the edge of the straw and tape it down. Once you have that taped down, begin slowly winding the map strip around the paper straw, making sure that you keep the edges flush with themselves. That'll be important for a step later on. You can also, as you're doing this, use your glue stick and dab it along the underside of the strip so that it sticks together as you're rolling it along. You may need to, as you go, adjust to make sure that your edges stay flush. Just do that gently so that you don't rip your paper. And when you get to the end of your strip, make sure that you use your glue stick at the end there. And as you finish, you may need to press and hold for just a few seconds to make sure that that adheres well and that your strip doesn't unravel once you let it go. You're going to want to repeat this process with all 6 of your map strips, putting the bit of tape on the end, taping it to the paper straw, winding it around, and using your glue stick as necessary. Give yourself a little bit of space between each of the map strips. You may be able to fit all 6 on one straw or space them out even more and use the second straw from your kit. Once you have all of the map strips wound around one or possibly both of your paper straws from your kit, you're going to make a homemade decoupage glue. Now, the formula for doing that is 3 parts white glue to 1 part water. You won't need much just to cover these map strips, but go ahead and use that 3-to-1 formula. Use a cup or a small container to do that. Once you have that mixed up, go ahead and take the paintbrush from your kit and you're going to do a light coat of that decoupage glue over each of the map strips. Just lightly coating each one all the way around. This will also help if you have any concerns about your ends not being sealed enough. It will help to keep those down. Don't use too much or you might saturate or soak your paper. Just do a light coat on each one of these strips and then set that somewhere, possibly on the top of a cup or so, to dry for just a few minutes. Once that first coat is dry, go ahead and do 2 or 3 more coats of your decoupage glue on each of the map strips. Now, the decoupage glue is not going to make these waterproof. The goal here is just to make these a little bit more durable so they stay put together while you finish the bracelet and as you're wearing it. Once the final coat of your decoupage glue is dry, you're going to begin cutting the paper straw between each of these map strips, keeping as flush as you can with the side of each strip. You do sometimes end up crushing the straw a little bit as you do that, so take the barrel of a pen or a pencil and insert it into the side of each of these pieces that you've cut in order to open that space back up, just like that. Once the map strips are all cut, you essentially now have 6 paper beads. We're going to reinforce the sides of each of these beads with the metal eyelets from your kit. So just take an eyelet and press it into each side of your paper bead. If you have any trouble doing that, it may be that you need to take a pen or a pencil and again use the barrel to press into the side to open it up just a little bit and make space for that eyelet if you're having any problems pressing that in. Just do this with all 6 of your beads. Now you're going to take your leather cord and bring the ends together, essentially folding it in half. And then at the end with the loop, Go down about 3 inches. You can eyeball it or use a ruler. At about 3, go down about 3 inches, and you're going to make what's called an overhand loop knot. Basically taking the cord, wrapping it around your finger overhand, and bringing that loop through. So that now you have a true loop at the end. That's an overhand loop knot. Okay, now you're going to take one of your beads and you're going to thread the left cord through the left side, and you're going to thread the right cord through the right side, and then gently pulling those cords, it's going to scoot that bead up to be right there flush with that knot that you made. And you're going to do this for each of the beads. So again, take a bead, you're going to thread the left side, or the left cord through the left side, the right cord through the right side, gently pull the cord so that your bead is flush up next to the bead before it. And just proceed with all the beads to that point. Once you've thread the last bead onto your bracelet, you're going to take both of the cords and tie them together in an overhand knot. So bring the cords together and around, bring them back through, and then you're going to try to drop that knot as close flush as you can to the last bead of your bracelet. To wear this bracelet, you'll just put it on your wrist, bring the loose ends through the loop, and tie it off wherever it's comfortable, wearing it much like most friendship bracelets are worn. As always, we love seeing your finished crafts. If you post on social media, please tag us at Fremont Library on Facebook or Fremont Lib on Instagram and TikTok.